Hello, friends. Chris Coursey here, and I want to welcome you to the Relational Skills in Real Life podcast. Friends, today's focus is on it's never too late. That's right. It's never too late to learn relational skills. And now that we're in a new year, 2024, this is good news. And I've got some stories to share with you today and some very practical bits of information to help you, no matter where you are in your life, to help you learn, strengthen, practice, and spread the good stuff. So, you see, relational skills are what we use to make our relationships work. We use relational skills in our walk with Christ. We use our relational skills every living moment. As long as there's air in our lungs, we are using relational skills in some way, shape, or form, whether it's to take a moment to quiet, or whether it's to build some joy and be glad to be with people, whether it's to notice and see some of what God sees when he looks at people and situations, whether it's learning to get back to joy from our upsets or just noticing when we or others need a breather. Friends, there's 19 skills, and there's a whole lot of opportunities to learn and use these skills in our lives. And today's focus really is thinking about some friends who specifically have been on a journey of learning relational skills and practicing relational skills. And what we're going to look at is how relational skills deeply impacted this family to the point that their lives have been transformed. So as we are in a new year, this is a really good lens to have as we go into this year, that no matter what, any ways that you use, you grow, and you practice relational skills, it's going to touch your life and it's going to touch the lives around you. There's no expiration date on when we have to stop using relational skills. The good news is we can learn today. Just takes a little bit of time, takes a little bit of practice. So I'm thinking about these friends of mine that I met a number of years ago. They really were hoping to make some changes in their lives and in their family. They were a little bit later in life. Their children were raised. They actually had grandchildren, and they were hoping to create some change in their lives so that they could improve relationships with their children and their grandchildren. They recognized that they were missing some essential skills when their kids were younger, and they were a little low on maturity. So they wanted to change that. They wanted to learn some of these skills and strengthen some relational skills so that they could grow joy, grow more joy with their family and improve relationships. You know, what a beautiful goal this is. What a wonderful opportunity that kind of laid before them, that they could do something about this by God's grace. And when they discovered the life model, they found a language for what was missing in their lives. They now had the understanding of why relationships went south in their family. And there was actually some generational patterns that were contributing this. And frankly, they just didn't know how to change it. They had always hoped that change was possible, but they just didn't know what to do. So the life model provided a lens, and specifically practicing relational skills was the start of some good changes in their life. So they attended Thrive a number of years ago, and they started to practice these relational skills. They started to go down this journey, and they started to strengthen some of these existing skills that just needed a little more practice, a little more attention. And what happened is they started to grow capacity, emotional capacity, so that they could carry more weight without buckling. And so, what this meant is they could be more relational. They were less reactive. They could be more present. They could be more attuning with their children and their grandchildren. They could calm when they needed a breather. They could see when others needed a breather. They were learning a pathway back to joy from anger and shame and sadness and disgust and all of these negative emotions. They were learning how to be themselves no matter what's going on, and really how to express what really matters to them, which was love for their family and love for their God. And so it started to change some of these dynamics because they were also growing maturity, which helped them be able to be a better version of themselves. So with immaturity, fear was kind of running the show. So as they started to grow capacity and learn skills, they started to develop more maturity. And that meant that they could be more present and more patient and more understanding with their kids. And it also meant that they had less expectations that their children or grandchildren would meet their needs, because they started to grow maturity that they could meet others' needs. And friends, that's a pretty big deal, because immaturity often means that I look to you to meet my needs. because there's something missing in me or there's something underdeveloped in me. So with maturity, they started to be able to have more life to give. And their motivation started shifting from fear and pain avoidance or problem solving to being able to be present with joy and peace. So they started to grow in their ability to help their children and grandchildren feel seen, heard, and understood. So, relational skills save the day, but not by taking away all the pain. What relational skills did was it helped my friends be able to stay relational and present, even in the midst of the pain. So, I hope that as I paint this picture, it provides some encouragement for you that no matter where you are, learning relational skills, growing maturity, and increasing capacity will help you live from the heart that Jesus gave you, will help you be a source of peace and joy instead of fear, anxiety, or worry. So, as we think about this, and as I land the plane here, thinking about my friends and just thinking about their journey and their family. What we can do is think about, what would you like to see change in your life? What would you like to see grow in your faith with the Lord or in your relationships? Put some words to that. When you look back on your life, what do you want to see? What's really important to you? And odds are very high that relationships are going to be a part of that equation. So, what skills need to be improved? Right. So, you can think through the 19 skills or visit our website at thrivetoday.org and you can actually look at what those 19 skills are. We have videos for each skill, definitions, and you can say, hey, how am I doing on this? We have some really good resources as well that you could start your journey and you can start learning, deepening and growing relational skills. And so we have a great foundational 5 introductory course, excellent resource to just start growing some of those foundational skills, deepening those foundational skills, which grow capacity to suffer well. We also have a 28-day joy challenge resource that you can do. These are simple practices for getting some momentum going over time with some joy. And the links are in this episode description. And basically, what we do with this podcast is we're trying to cast a vision for what's possible when people start learning relational skills. There's no pressure to buy the resources that we offer. We simply just want to give you options, more avenues, more roads to be able to grow and progress your skill training. So I hope that that's what you hear and feel when we share these resources. And I pray that today, in this new year, this is the start of something good for you.